You're watching World News Today. I'm Philippa Thomas. He's one of the world's richest men, but also one of its most generous. And now Bill Gates, chairman of computer giant Microsoft, is calling for a new creative capitalism to help the world's poorest people. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, he argued that the market forces must be better used to address the needs of those left behind by advances in technology and healthcare.
We have to find a way to make the aspects of capitalism that serve wealthier people serve poor people as well. The genius of capitalism lies in its ability to make self-interest serve the wider interest. The potential of a big financial return for innovation unleashes a broad set of talented people in pursuit of many different discoveries.
For more insight into the world of corporate charity, I turn to Dr. Carol Adelman, who produces the Index of Global Philanthropy for the Hudson Institute here in Washington. I asked her if companies give to enhance their names.
Well, I don't for 1 minute think that the companies aren't interested in their image, of course. But I do think, though, that it is considered a good thing to do. I think that CEOs and company employees want to help people, and not only just through the products they produce, but in ways that will really help these growing pandemics that we've seen. And I think a lot has had to do with just the rise of AIDS and pandemics and tsunami disasters that has really brought out the caring notion in corporations and their employees.
Let's put some figures on this. Could you compare for us the level of private giving here in the United States, say compare it to what the government does?
Well, yes, surprisingly, people don't realize that the United States gives 3.5 times greater in its private philanthropy, including remittances that our migrants send back, than our government aid. So this is a very startling fact, and I think that's because Americans give overseas the same way they do domestically, more through their private institutions, whereas Europeans are more likely to give through their governments internationally the same way they give domestically.
If we say that's a good model to have, is there not, though, a danger, a flaw inherent in it, in that in times of recession or economic downturn, perhaps the first thing that a company is going to lose is its charity, is its giving?
Well, you know, it's interesting. If you look at the flows, the private philanthropy flows, and you look at private investment and government aid, you'll actually see some of the private philanthropy and remittances are much more steady flows. They have less fluctuation than private investment that responds to global recessions and Asian investment crises and all of that. So remarkably, the philanthropy and remittances going back are fairly steady and growing every year.
Just a final thought. Do you like the idea of creative capitalism? Do you think it's a good concept to come up with?
Well, I am all for creative capitalism, and we document these examples in our Index of Global Philanthropy. They're wonderful ideas, such as cause-related marketing. This is when companies like Starbucks and the Red Campaign will donate 1% of their profit to charity. Also, banks are now learning how to set up bank accounts for poor people so they can earn interest and get credit ratings. And so corporations and foundations are doing phenomenal things. And I think that this is wonderful, and it's underway. And it's a whole new age of owners. Some have dubbed it venture philanthropy or philanthrocapitalism. So it's an exciting vista we have in front of us.
Carol Adelman speaking to me just a little bit earlier, and now over to Alistair.